Alrighty, and we are back. Good morning, everyone. It's 9:35 here in Sydney, CBD. And today we are going for a quick morning walk. Today we're going to talk about history, day 7. Let's get it on. And what history is, the specific history that I want to be talking about is Sydney, actually. So just viewing these posters over here from the archives. It's perfect. I really want to just talk about how old the city is, how it used to be back then. This is 1968. This is when they were building the Opera House. It's insane. Really, really crazy. It's really interesting how old the city can get. 2001, Department of Lands Building, Bridge Street, City of Sydney Archives. Yeah, the city is very, very interesting. It's very different. It's pretty different than an ordinary city. The ordinary cities these days. Back then, there's a lot of things happening. Like there was even a railway back then at 1954. A railway. We just added a new railway. So I don't know why this fucked off for a couple years, but now it's coming back. Quite cool. But yeah, it goes on and on. 1989, Department of Lands Building, Bridge Street, City of Sydney Archives. Oh, there's some sort of ceremony over here. Victory Day Parade. This must have been a very important day. Probably World War I or World War II sort of memorial or celebration. I think it was a celebration, definitely. I think from all the soldiers coming back and all that. Quite interesting. 1902. Wow. 1902. Excuse the sound. Bit of trade works over here. 1902. 1902. Holy shit. Far up. That's more than a century in the past. This looks insane. Look at the way people dressed back then. Look at this man. Look at this man's hat, suit. Look at the way that they travel. They travel with horses and railways, I guess. Yeah, horses was a big thing back then, I'm assuming. Yeah, it was quite interesting. 1902, Alpha Street, Circular Quay, Starfighter, City of Sydney. Interesting. Really interesting. But yeah, history. Speaking of history now, there's a lot of shit that's reoccurring again, like what's happening right now in the Middle East again with Israel and South Lebanon. It's like never stops with the war. Oh, this is a great photo. I like this one, 1972. India, Liberia, Sydney, Ferries, Lady Woodward. I don't know what that is, but if you guys know, let me know in the comments. It's amazing. There's another nice one over here as well, 1938. Circular Quay and the rocks at night. This looks amazing. It's a nice shot. But yeah, history is definitely repeating itself. It's definitely crazy how the world is going backwards again, you know, with war and everything. But it's just the way it is, and it's never going to end. It's always going to be like that, mainly because of politics and greed and money. That's what it is in these days. People just think that they're better than other people, but you can't really do that. It's not really fair. beautiful people. It is what it is. Yeah. Very interesting how history is a big part of everyday's. It's a big part, you know. History is definitely a big part of everyone. You know, where you're from, how your ancestors has been, and how the table of events that's happened in the past can affect who you are now and where you are now. But yeah, history definitely is important to an extent. And it's good to look back in history and learn from it. Yeah. Oh wow, is that a submarine? 1919. Wow, that is amazing. Look at everyone wearing hats back then. That is insane. Yeah. It's crazy how back then there was life like this. You know, everyone was moving. The city never slept. It just kept going and going and going. It's quite interesting. But yeah, I think what I'm trying to get out of with today's episode is really understand history, learn from it, and learn from how people have lived in the past to be better in the future and in the present. Like, this is how they lived in 1902 with the railways, and now we're only just getting the railways back again in Sydney. Well, it's been like a couple of years now, but as I said, history is literally repeating itself. We took out the railways and now we're bringing it back. I mean, it's pretty contradicting, but it is what it is. But yeah. We are around Circular Quay right now, and really enjoy these photographic memories, these old photographic memories of the city. Look at this nice one, 1890. Wow, holy shit. Everyone's fucking riding horses. Everyone's riding horses. Horses are insane, by the way. Mrs. loves the horses. Obviously because she's from the country. She loves it. Farmer girl. Love you, babe, if you're there. If you're watching this, I love you. But yeah, this is cool. This is how they used to ride back then. This is how they used to travel, I guess, with horses. Amazing. It's crazy how one horse would carry all that amount of load. It's insane. But yeah, it's quite interesting. Really interesting, actually. Yeah. Like, I'm quite intrigued with how old school living was. We're very different now in Australia than how it was before. There was a lot of Caucasian back then. Now it's a variety. It's a variety of cultures. Which is interesting, you know? So different. This is a mad photo. This is Victory Day, Bridge Street, City of Sydney Archives. Yeah, quite interesting. This is another nice shot of the Harbour Bridge right here. This is amazing. Incredible. Views immaculate here. I don't know how they got shots like this back then in 1940 with the technology back then, but they did a good job. So shout out to John Ward. Was it John Ward for the collection of photos? Honestly, like, it's quite amazing. you're able to take photos like that back then, even though it's black and white, but still, I mean, that's what makes it more aesthetic than how photography is these days, and I guess art, as they say. This can count as art, so it's amazing. Yeah, really interesting way to start my day. Let's review history, and let's try not to repeat history as we are in the moment right now, but hopefully in the future history doesn't repeat itself, and we can finally live in peace in this world. But we'll see how it goes. As long as you live by your own day, you should be okay. Alrighty, hope you guys enjoyed this video about history. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one, in the next vlog. Take it easy. Peace.